you know, kind of like why you were asking me why do I want to do this channel. The same thing. It's
Yeah.
because I already love cooking. It's one of those things that it's not work for me. It's something that, it's like one of those pieces of, actually not to be too sentimental about anything, but like it's one of those things that, one of the only things that I ever really did with my dad that I liked.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It was, so I find a certain comfort in it, and I find a certain joy in it, and the fact of the matter is it's like, I have no name for it. We're gonna have to come up with a name.
Well, you have to say it on video.
Oh.
Creamy mushroom bow tie shapes. There we go. Creamy mushroom sauce.
Tuxedo chicken.
Sorry,
It's got a bow tie.
shapes with mushroom sauce.
I'm just gonna call it my tuxedo chicken, bow tie, and mushroom, and chicken, and bow ties. Tuxedo. Hashtag tuxedo.org. .gov. Backslash. URL. .docs. I hope you enjoy. I know there's a lot of people out there that, you know, might like to cook or might see cooking as a chore. It's like, how could we make it a little bit more fun? How could we make the time of them learning how to cook a little bit better? Or, you know, people who maybe don't look at food the same way and don't feel as creative about it, but, you know, how do you make it more family time? How do you get everybody else involved? Maybe following these videos and maybe following, like, watching what I'm doing inspires them to go, hey, let's get the kids as part of this stuff. Or, you know, hey, you know, let's get your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your husband or your wife or your whatever to come into the kitchen with you and spend a little bit more time. I'm what?
You're whatever?
I'm whatever.
I'm just
I
messing
mean, you're
with
whatever. We're all whatever. So today we are going to be making a little bit of chicken mushroom pasta in a cream sauce. Total cost for everything was under $40, and with everything that we've got in here, it should feed at least 4 to 6 people initially, plus plenty for leftovers. First thing with the cooking that we're going to get started on after I have a sip of the vodka to kind of get going is I want to prep the mushrooms first. The reason I'm going to cut this first is because I'm going to use the same utensils for everything. Cutting the mushrooms first just means that less chance of contamination as far as the chicken and stuff goes. One of the other nice things too is if you're looking to save a couple bucks, getting the whole mushrooms versus the pre-cut. Obviously it's not a huge savings, but anything helps. What we got here is we're just doing regular portobello mushrooms, little baby bellas. When I'm cutting everything up, I like to go the long way, but also as thin as possible. Not only helps with the cooking time and everything, but I also like texturally, especially with mushrooms, smaller pieces. So you can cut it however you feel like, whatever you prefer. And you can do this really with any mushrooms that you want. I like the baby bellas, but if you want to save a couple bucks and just do the regular white mushrooms, or if you want to add shiitake, if you want to go fancy and get, what's the name of those? What's the name of those other mushrooms? Not morels, not, you know what I'm talking about? Morels, that's it, yeah. So if you want to go real fancy, spend the extra couple bucks on there. Well, not a couple bucks, but the extra money on something like that.
Are you thinking of truffles?
Well, truffles if you're just balling out of control. Got the mushrooms done there. As far as that goes, we're just going to put this off to the side. So, like I said, all those little bits that crumble and break are going to be great for the sauce that we put in there. Alright, so we got the prep on that done. Next thing I want to do just to help speed up the process is we're going to get the water going for the pasta. Some people will season the water. Obviously it does help a little bit. The salt's going to decrease the boiling time. So but I wouldn't go overkill on that piece of it. Everything else that we're doing, go ahead and turn that to high, and then cover it. It'll just help the boiling time go. But where we really want to get our flavor is from all the other ingredients, so that's going to be the main piece of it. Now, for the protein, we're just going to use some boneless, skinless chicken thighs. The reason I like using chicken thighs in a cream sauce, I feel like the dark meats or beef, pork, things like that work a little bit better in a cream sauce. The chicken thighs, the dark meat, you're going to get a little bit more flavor naturally as well, and it stays juicier in my opinion. I kind of wish the chicken thighs that I picked out weren't as frozen as they were either.
Oh.
But it's okay because we're going to edit all of this because it's all just...
Oh, it's good so far.
Well, the plan is to create something that's going to be practical, not boring, hopefully.
You can't put that on camera.
Yeah, no, because Bill's
Yeah.
like, we need to adjust the gammas on this because your face looks so red and your hair looks even redder. So it's real motivating to start a channel. All right, so I like to chop down the chicken. I feel like it helps it not only cook faster and evenly, but what we're going to do after we finish cooking the pasta or cooking the chicken is we're going to go ahead and let it rest and cook the other ingredients, and it's just easier when you're doing it in parts like that. Now, ideally, you're not going to get chicken that's this frozen, but we're going to work with it today because today's a pilot. Nobody gives a shit what we're actually doing. So, and at least we're not cooking beetle dicks. The worst is going to be if that actually catches on and that becomes a regular part of the show.
You realize that I'm going to be editing this, right?
Yeah, this is going to end up being a YouTube channel about beetle dicks at some point. There's a good chance I may or may not be a little buzzed while doing this as well. This is just a way to work it in to start with, and it's a little less offensive to some people. So you start with chicken thighs and work your way to beetle dicks, and that's pretty much the show. We're gonna be doing a hard sear to start with. Over here. Yeah, not that kind of channel. It's gonna be big flavors. Bow tie, because they know it's not too fancy. Versus the farfalle. Like, they know their lane. And that's what we're doing. We know our lane. We're going with farfalle. So, that's another good cookie tip. Always check which burner you have started and which thing you have on which burner. Might be beneficial.
Is that even started? That's not even started. Turn it off quick before it explodes everywhere.
What's gonna?
That's didn't even. Yeah.
Do you have that on tape too?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Notice you got a gun on your hip. What's that about?
Yes. If you're tuning in to watch professionals cook, spoiler alert, you're at the wrong channel. And seasonings, we're gonna go salt. And you can be as liberal as you need to, but one of the things that's going to happen is the more seasonings you put in there, some of that stuff's actually going to cook off or be absorbed. If you're looking for a way to think of ideas of stuff to cook that you might not have cooked before or different ways of cooking, still might be the wrong channel, but that's to be determined. We'll see how the pilot episode goes. So it's okay to put more seasonings in. Obviously, you can always season after it's cooked to taste, but when I'm starting, it's one of those things that really adds those big flavors that we're looking for. Well, my initial thought might be take out this little distraction over here. My kind of rule of thumb as far as seasonings go, if you can't see it, you don't have enough on there. And as you start to see some of it brown, you do want to give it a little bit of a stir. Again, not too much, but you just want to make sure that the parts that are still pink and still raw are getting their turn on the pan. No one's going to trust anything that I say going forward, so.
How are your sinuses doing?
Oh, sinuses are solid.
Are you allergic to anything?
Embarrassment. Embarrassment is one of those things that I'm very allergic to, and so when you're running your pasta water on the wrong burner and then nearly blow up a house, the sinuses start kicking in quite a bit. Could be the seasonings, but I'm going to go with embarrassment. Tablespoon of butter.